Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Heavenly, aka Big Jupiter. Big Jupiter in the building, and we are back. I got a little transmission for y'all today. Um, I have assumed a new role, a new position in this collective consciousness. Also, I do want to preface this by saying, physically, it may look like I'm in my backyard. Mentally, I'm at the Indiana Sand Dunes, okay? I'm sitting on the beach, looking at the water, hearing the kids play in the distance. Yes, that's wonderful. And because y'all fuck with me, you're gonna collectively imagine with me. Ignore all of this. Imagine sand behind me, okay? There's so much to talk about, y'all. I'm channeling today. Shout out Mama D Tarot. She got me pumped, y'all. She got me pumped. Even with all the technical difficulties that she was having today on her live, it didn't matter. The message still came through. I want to get the sky in my background because it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, so I like it like this though, but I'm gonna just pull it up. Okay, so let me start off by saying the title of sorry about that. The title of this video is it's okay to detach from this world. It's okay to detach from war, famine, and death. And why you need to. I don't know. I may change the title to something else, but that's the topic of today. Is you need to detach. Okay, the whole purpose of the simulation that we're in. Okay, the matrix that people will love to talk about. The whole purpose of the simulation is to feel real. Hold on. Okay, real quick, I just wanted to pop in and say that this video, although I'm talking about detaching from the old world, I get now why that was why I said that. This video was recorded on the full moon that happened on September 7th, which also was a lunar eclipse as well. Now, the Mama D Tarot, shout out to her, she started talking about that same day I was watching her live, and she was talking about, for her, the full moon felt like it was in Aquarius rather than in Pisces, in which in Vedic or Eastern astrology, the full moon was happening in Aquarius. And I'm saying all this now to say that, oh my God, it's so ironic that in this video I'm talking about detachment from the old world. Detachment is an Aquarius theme, right? Even though I was following the Western astrology and that the full moon was in Pisces, because I'm a Pisces rising, I get now what Mama D was saying. And if you want to check out that video, I will have a screenshot of her channel in the exact video. I will try to throw it up during this whole freeze frame moment. But I'm bringing this up now just to say, okay, I get it now. The energies was definitely of detachment, which is heavy, heavy Aquarius moon energy. I would know I'm also a native Aquarius moon person, so it makes sense. I can speak on this subject. Okay, all right, back to the main program. Let me bring myself over a little bit. There we go. The whole purpose of this simulation is to feel real. Before we get into it, I already took an edible. This is really a moment that is called to be hitting a fat ass wood right now. But some weed is on the way, okay? But for the meantime, we got this. These is the Choice Mega Chews THC gummies. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah, weed is on the way. But in the meantime, between time, we finna take these. And then my brother just told me that these is like to go. So these came in like 2 circles, and then each circle had 10 milligrams. So each circle was 100 milligrams. And he was like, "Yeah, you're not supposed to cut it up." I was like, "What do you mean you're not supposed to cut it up?" Because it had like split lines in it, and each piece is 10 milligrams. And he was like, "No, those are meant to like be taken on the go. So you're supposed to pop the whole 100
and then whatever. I was like, who the fuck is taking 100 milligrams and then going somewhere? Like, I'm all for going throughout the grocery store high as shit and going out in public being high as shit, especially when you got nothing to do. But a whole 100 milligrams, like, I feel like at some point, that's just too much, Michigan. What's y'all deal? Like, what demons is y'all fighting over there? For real. But anyway, I already took 10. So I'm gonna take 15. So I'm gonna take half of one. And then we go get into whatever I'm talking about. So this is what they look like. And then there's like 10 of them. And it's like, and that's it. I've already gone through one. This is the second one. Like I said, I'm a smoker, y'all. Through and through. Through and through. I like to roll up. I like the ritual of rolling up. I like the smell of it. I like the whole practice. It's just more fun. Okay. So let's get into it. So, excuse that. But let's get into it. So, I want to talk about this New Earth stuff because I've been feeling like a lot of people are not understanding the times that we're in, and a lot of people are thinking that they need to do something or they want to do something, or a lot of people are already doing something, right? But I wanted to take a step back and take a step back from doing and feeling like we need to do something, because if we don't do something, then somebody will, or the will of the people who are already doing something that we feel like we need to react to will be done, and that's not true. Okay. So let's imagine that we're both at a party, and the party is Earth, and technically we're whatever state of time frame, whatever time frame that you're looking at this video from, that whatever state of the world everything's in right now, that's where we are right now. That's the party. That's the atmosphere of the party. So imagine. Okay. And I want you to know, New Earth, 5D Earth, whatever you've heard about it, 5D consciousness, whatever, it is not something that's fake. It is not a fantasy. It is not an illusion. It's not none of that, okay? I want you to understand that New Earth is in fact very much real, okay? There are people who are having hypnosis sessions, and people are going under, like in a deep sleep, in a deep trance, and their higher selves is showing them people on New Earth. People are inhabiting New Earth. These are first-hand accounts, second-hand accounts of people's higher selves taking them to see what New Earth looks like, and that there are people there inhabiting it currently. From this timeline, this 2025 timeline, there has been people who have shifted even from 2026. Yes, right now it's 2025. But there is somebody from 2026 who shifted to New Earth. Okay, so I want y'all to hear me out, okay? So, in my video series, I'm going to explain how transitioning to the 5D and what it takes. And then I'm going to start getting into the real stuff. Like, for example, when it comes to not caring about war, like, and I started to explain, like, okay, so we're in this party. And imagine we're in this party again, me and you, in this party, which is AKA the state of the world. And it's lame, it's whack, people are dying, people are starving to death, people are being bombed, people are being forced back into new systems of slavery, environmental crimes, crimes against humanity, all of the things you can freaking name, it's going on in this party, in this room, in this party, okay? And we all know that this current timeline is going to hell in a handbasket, okay? And in this party, there are people getting bombed, right? People are starving. Everything is going on. And you may feel like you are having an existential crisis right now. You may feel like, because you care, right? Because you care about the people in the party. You care because essentially you care about the people in the party. You have compassion about the people who are dying, experiencing famine, pestilence, death, being bombed, in the middle of war, committing war, being victims of war, whatever. You care about those people. because you know that everyone in the party is you. And the reason why you know that everyone in the party is you, because you know that you are source and there is no other. And you are source, you are spirit having this human experience, okay? You are a fractal of the whole, which is the oversoul having this human experience. And everyone else here, right? Everyone in the party is you. And that's where empathy and compassion come from. It's not just you caring about these other people and what's happening in the world. It's you caring about yourself. And I don't mean it in a selfish way. I mean, you care about other people because deep down a part of you knows that those other people are just other fractals of the oversoul, of the source, of God, of you. They're just other versions of you expressing itself differently from their perspective. But at the end of the day, what's happening to them is happening to you, and what's happening to you is happening to them because it is you. It's all you. It's all you. Okay? And I'm in the party with you. And I'm trying to snap you back into the present moment. So this right here is me snapping you back into the present moment. Okay? I'm your friend. I'm your guide. I'm your whatever. NPC, whatever. I'm snapping you back into the present moment. Yes, the people over there are getting bombed. Yes, the people over there are starving. Yes, the people over there are being displaced. Yes, it is so much happening. Okay? But I gotta remind you, my friend, there is a different party. You have to remember that if this is all happening and this is the world and this is the state, what is a state? If we say this all the time, this is the state of the world. This is the state of the economy. What is a state? What is a state? What is a state? Not the place. Oh, what is a state? A state is a political organization that regulates society and populate within a different territory. No, what is a state in science? What is a state in science? In the science, the term state is often used to describe the condition or phase of matter, such as a solid, liquid, or gas, as well as a state of energy or systems, the state of energy or systems in physics. So if this is the state of the world, the state of the economy, the state of energy or systems, what happens in states? You can change your state from a solid to a liquid to a gas. Right now, we in solid form, y'all. That's what the 3D, 4D is. It's solid form, but it's not finite form. Because solid is not finite. Solid can change to anything because it's a state. Matter takes state, takes shape, it takes state. So we in solid form and we don't like that, we can change the energy. Okay? There's a party next door. When people say I'm cooking, just know it's renewable energy. Okay. Don't mind me. Okay, there's another party next door, okay? Remember, we were looking for the exit sign, okay? We were looking for the exit sign to leave the party, okay? Because there's a better party next door. It's called the fifth dimension, okay? It's called a state of reality. It's called a higher dimensional energetic state of Earth. It's called the 5D, okay? It's not a physical place. It's an energetic place. But it will become physical the more people give it life. The more people give their energy to it, the more people transition, it will become a physical state. It'll probably be an energetic state at that point. It'll be from a solid to a gas. But remember, we were looking for the exit sign, okay? And I know it's hard. I know. But the more attention that you give to those people that are being bombed, that are being starved, that are being unhoused, that are being displaced, that are being just crimes against humanity are committing them against these people, the more we give, the more attention. I'm gonna explain. I know this is a tough pill to understand and or swallow, but just bear with me, okay? What do I mean by more? The more attention that I or you give to the bombs, to the people getting bombed, to the displacement, to the hunger, to the famine, to the death, to the densest emotional places that this world tries to get us to react and observe, we're giving it more energy. We're giving it more license to thrive. We're making that statement true, right? Now, you and I are not actively, consciously killing these people, but our field of awareness is. Us being aware of war creates more war. I know. I know it's hard. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. Because let's understand this. Wherever our attention goes, energy flows. So we're feeding and fueling the narrative that war is real. Because war is a state of energy. And the more attention and awareness that we give that state, the more it becomes a solid. Okay. Because what is a state of war? Energy. Okay? And the whole purpose of this simulation of the Matrix is we love to talk about the Matrix and how we live in a simulation and all of this shit. None of this is new, by the way. If you're just not realizing this, I just want you to know none of this is new. This is all very much true. People are not lying, gaslighting, making shit up. This is a simulation. And in order to get you to continue to play, you gotta feel how real everything is. People only want to keep playing the game the realer it makes it feel, right? And again, this is all Source pretending to forget that it's Source, having this human experience as Source, through Source, while in Source, it's, yeah, okay? The only way to get you to keep playing this game is you gotta feel how real it is, okay? But let's bring it back to the moment here. You have to remember who you are, because you are Source energy, pretending to forget that you are Source while having this human experience as Source, and you have to make it real in order to make yourself forget. It's got to be so real that you forget, oh, right, I'm the one who's doing all this. And you are, because Source doesn't care. You could either be in lack or fulfillment. You could either be in scarcity or fulfillment. You could either be non-fulfillment, fulfillment. Non-satisfaction, satisfaction. Unsatisfaction, satisfaction. Like, it's all Source. Source can operate wherever on that spectrum, but it's either or. And so therefore that's why there's no such thing as good and bad. It's all subjective, because it's all Source anyway. So, right? Because if it wasn't this real, you would forget that you are God. I mean, you would remember, oh yeah, I'm God, and it wouldn't be that real, right? We wouldn't, right? So yes, you're going to see people getting bombed. Yes, you're going to see people, talk about starving children. Yes, you're going to see homelessness. Yes, you're going to see starving children. You're going to hear about death. You may even see it like I saw it yesterday, right? Yes, you're going to hear about internment camps and slavery and all of these horrific things that this world is currently doing or acting as if. But the more attention we give to those things, the more that these things grow. Okay? These things, attention makes it grow. Makes it get bigger. Makes it appear, you give it more license to be real, to be true. Right? Because some things may not be true for me, but it's true for you. Because you have your own world, your own. The more that they start to get bigger, the more you start to notice it, because now those things are active in your field of awareness. Okay? These things are like weeds. The more attention you give to weeds, the more weeds will sprout up. So now your whole field is full of weeds, full of war, full of pestilence, famine, death, hunger. It's all of these things. But in order to combat that, you have to stop giving attention to the weeds. You have to stop giving the weeds license to take over your whole field, your whole garden, right? And the only way you could do that is, some people will think, oh, let me go get some weed killer, or I gotta go to the store, oh, I gotta fix this, oh, I gotta get rid of this. No, you don't have to do anything. You don't get rid of the weeds by doing something. You get rid of the weeds by being something, by taking on the state of awareness, okay? If this is your field of awareness, you can be aware of different states. So this state is full of weeds, but you don't want it to be weeds anymore. What do you want it to be? What do you want to be in your field of awareness? Because whether you like it or not, and whether you are even aware of it or not, you have choice, you have freedom of choice, and you have free will. Whether you want the choice or not, it's still yours. Whether you know about the choice or not, it's still yours. So what do you want? What field of awareness do you want? If you don't want weeds, what do you want? Say it out loud. Okay? Put your backbone in it. Say it with your chest. What do you want? It's all about you anyway. It's your world. We just existing. And then in my world, y'all just existing. Okay? You have to stop giving attention to the weeds. And then it's going to clear out of your field of awareness. But now I have to bring you back to focus to the mission, because that's the mission. Okay? The mission is you have a choice. So we back in this party, right? I'm bringing you back to center, because I'm helping you remember what the fuck going on. The mission is to get out the party. And there's some things you got to do to get out the party. But the only way you're going to be able to do those things, well, okay. Excuse me. I just said there's nothing to do, and then I said do something. Let me take that back. You don't have to do anything, but you do need to become aware of your options. You have to surrender to the fact that you have a choice. So the more surrendering is actually alignment, because surrendering is acceptance. And you're just surrendering to something and accepting it as fact. And accepting it as true that you are source and you have choice. You can change the shit. And you don't have to actually go out there on the fucking front lines and battle it. Because going to the front lines means that you're going to war. So that means that war is true in your world. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say that what we're all doing, because at some So I take that back. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is assume the state of energy of being that you prefer, rather than hold and sustain the one that you don't prefer. Why? Because you get the choice. The choice is yours. Okay? If you're in this party and you're in this room and you're having these experiences, or you're seeing others have these experiences, there are other experiences. If you're having this one, there's others. You don't have to stay here. Okay? But what do you want? You can go to a different party. But you don't want to go to a different party inside the same party, because that's kind of working backwards. Right? No, you want to go to a whole different party in a whole different room. Okay? And there are people who are also trying to lead the party as well. There are groups of people, streams of collective consciousness, other parts of you, other versions of you, source, whoever your name is, okay, who are also trying to leave the party. Some people don't know that there's a different party. They just know that there is something else out there, and there has to be something else. And I gotta find it, because I'm tired of being here, okay? And then there are some people that don't know that there's even an exit door. There's a way to transition out of this. You don't have to stay. Now, I will say back in the day, you did have to die in order to do this transition. But because we've moved to the fourth dimension, you don't have to die in order. You can start here and continue somewhere else. Whereas before, you would have to start here, end here, and then start anew somewhere else, right? But we don't have to do that anymore, because we've already transitioned to the fourth dimension according to the ninth dimension Arcturians. If you want to know about the Arcturians and all their transmissions that they've been giving us, there's a lot of people on the internet who have been channeling Arcturian messages, okay? I found out about the Arcturian messages during the Brian Scott channel. He has a whole playlist of all the Arcturian messages that another guy was channeling, and that's what Brian Scott is sharing. He himself was not channeling these messages, but somebody else, another guy, was channeling these messages, and he started to share them on his YouTube channel. That's how you use a platform. Okay? Some people don't know that there's an exit door. Okay? And some people think that they're alone. They think that they're alone trying to leave this party. But if we all start looking for the door will show up. Because that's energetic law. The door, it's inevitable. If we have all set this intention, and then the expectation is that we're going to find the door, right, but if we all start going towards this door, it's inevitable that the door will appear. Okay, that's just manifestation, that's universal law, that's energetic law. The door must appear, okay? And then we're going to all start to mirror each other and all of our desires, because we've all set the intention. Oh shit, hold on. And I also want to preface this by saying, the more we all keep walking towards the door, the all we're gonna start moving together as one, right? Because we all have the same intentions, right? We're gonna all start transitioning together to the 5D. So we're all gonna make it to the 5D. Now the 5D is not a physical place. It's not a physical room. It's an energetic dimensional room. But it one day will become physical. And the more people start transitioning there, it'll become real. Whatever the fuck that means, but we don't have to figure that all out right now. But I do want you to know that there is a better party in a different room, and you don't have to suffer in this party. You don't have to stay here. And the more you and I know that the more we stay here and try to help out or try to care, and you know, to be like, well, at least somebody knows, let me reshare, let me repost, at least my attention is helping out. I can't physically go to Gaza or Sudan or Congo, but at least if I share it, if I talk about it, if I make it aware, make other people aware of it in my life, or if I just give my awareness to it, it'll become more real. Exactly. And it's coming from a genuine place. Like, you genuinely just feel like this is the least you could do. But you're not the only one giving that least, right? You're giving your attention and your awareness to non-fulfillment. Because ultimately, we don't want to see any of it. We don't. If we had the choice, and we do have the choice, we would choose not to see any of that. Nobody wants to see war and death and starvation, and nobody wants to see that. That's not pleasant to look at. That's non-fulfillment. Actualized. That's lacking scarcity and fear. Actualized. That's not on the part of the source spectrum we want to be. Well, at least I don't want to be there. And you have made the choice that you don't want to be there either, hence why you're watching this video. But I want to let you know that the people that are getting bombed or that are being starved and displaced and every other horrific thing that's happening, I know that you think that you're helping, but actually you're not. You're doing the opposite. And it's okay that you didn't know that. I'm not trying to point fingers here. We all did it at some point, even I. But the point is, now we have a choice to make. And you will take this as thinking that you're at a crossroads. There is no crossroads. Because you are quantum. You are source. You are all that there is. Okay? But yeah, it's okay that you didn't know. But I'm just letting you know that you're not aware of energetic law. And I'm just telling you this is the energetic law. Okay? That means it's going to happen whether you're conscious of it or not. Whether you're aware that this is the mechanics behind what you're doing, it's going to happen anyway. So now that you know, now that we know, we can do something about it. And by doing, we're going to just be. Okay, by doing, I mean we're gonna be something about it. How about that? Yeah, I like that. We're gonna be something about it. Okay, be about it then. Don't do nothing, be about it. Okay. We weren't taught energetic law, and but there are people out there who do know this stuff. I'm not the only one talking about this stuff. Okay, chances are, if you listen to me, you've heard about it before. But I'm not the only one talking about this stuff, which means more and more people are becoming aware of this, okay? So this ain't nothing new. It's just becoming more apparent now because people are more conscious of it and are sharing this like I'm doing right now. And there are people who remember energetic law and who are willing to teach you what they know. Look at YouTube. I just mentioned Brian Scott. There's so many other people, okay? So you got to do your research. And by doing your research about energetic law and learning about your field of awareness and learning that you don't fight fire with fire, you just imagine a world where the fire doesn't exist so that you don't have to become the fire in order to become the fire reacting to fire. You don't have to become the fire to fight the fire. You just imagine a world where the fire does not exist. That's how you beat that. That's how you beat the game. You remember, oh, right, I'm the one who created the game. I'm the one who came up with the rules. I'm the one who came up with the players. I am the players. I am the board game. I'm the person playing it. I'm the person who designed it. Oh. So if I don't like something, I have the power to choose to change it. Yeah. Okay? That's how you become a manifesting quantum queen, king, whatever they, them mean. Okay? You imagine a world so that the fire doesn't exist. So you don't have to become the fire. Because you don't even want to be the fire. Nobody wants to be the fire. So why? Choose to be who you are. Choose to show up as you want to show up. Choose to see the world in a way that you get to be in harmony with yourself. You don't have to react to everything. And if you do, it's because it's harmonious. It's in harmony with you, not something you don't even want to be in harmony with, something you don't even want to see. You don't have to react. You get to choose, okay? You have choice. Y'all, look at the sun shining on me. Little on me. Okay. But yes, so if we take the famine, those are distractions. And I know it's harsh to say, but they are. Because the more you focus on them, the more they can thrive, the more that becomes this world. But the moment you take your attention away and you focus on yourself and stop doing and just be, you embody the state and the fulfillment and the reality that you want to see. You be still and know, and you sit in that residence of who you really are, and you know your power, and you know that you have freedom of choice and you have free will. In that moment, you have the choice to decide that this ain't the party for you, and you get to leave. And then the moment a door will appear, the exit door will appear. This is your call. That is your choice to make, and you can make it at any time. You don't have to stay at this party because this is the only party that you've ever known. This is the only party that your people ever known, your friends ever known. This is the only party that they ever talk about. This is the only party that you see, read, watch, whatever you consume tells you that this is the party. This is the state of the room. This is the state of the party, and it's the only thing. You ain't nothing else better than this. They're lying. That's a lie. And you can make it. You can make it your choice to choose a different party. Everyone has a choice to leave. Some people just don't know that. Some people are scared. Some people are afraid. Some people are in fear. Some people don't like the unknown. Who gives a damn? Who gives a fuck? The choice is still yours. You could be all those things, but guess what, baby? The choice still is yours. Now, the question is, as I've said over and over again on this channel, are you making it consciously or unconsciously? Unconsciously making a choice is how the state got to be in this world. Okay? But now we're waking up to be conscious. So we can choose something else. Whenever you choose to make up your mind, even if you don't know that there's a choice, even if you don't believe in that choice, the choice is still yours. Okay? And that's called unconditional love. With love without conditions, love without limits. You still manifest the reality whether you're making that conscious choice or not. That's unconditional love. Source lets you make that choice regardless if it's in love or out of love, in fulfillment, not fulfillment. The choice still gets made. Guess what? And it still manifests. Your choice still gets brought. And again, I'm going to preface this by saying there are people who want to leave the party. There are people who are transitioning out of this party. You don't have to stay just like they didn't have to stay. You get to remember your mission. Remember who the fuck you are. Remember that you have a choice. And I know it's hard, but the more you pull away from the war, the famine, the bombings, what's happening to your neighbor across the street, the more you pull away and detach from this world, okay? The more you are able to sit in that choice, the more you are able to come back, bring it back to the present moment. Where the fuck am I right now? What am I thinking right now? What am I choosing right now in this moment? Just like I made the conscious choice to come out here and make this video, talk about all this shit. Because I choose it. I'm actively aware that I'm choosing this right now because I'm choosing to choose a better world. I'm choosing to give my life force energy to a better world, a better system. How about no systems? How about that? And I'm going to continue to talk about it and breathe life into it with the power of the tongue, because that's what you came here to do. You came here. I'm a second wave volunteer. I don't know about y'all. I literally came here to just be. I really don't have to do anything. And this isn't, and then when you really get into your power, you understand that doing ain't really doing. That's why in the 5D, they don't have jobs. If you want a job, you can have a job, but you don't have to work for money. If you want money, you got money, because you are money. If you want to be of service, you got service, because you are service. It's different. It's different. If you want to run a pizza shop, you run it. You have it. You are the pizza shop. Like, I'm choosing to be here in this video and not care that my 2 dogs are in the house play fighting. Choosing to stay in this moment and be present, regardless of the external circumstances that are happening around me. Like my 2 dogs that are play fighting in the house. Anyway, moving on. The more of what you do will now fill your awareness. So stop doing it. Start filling up your field of awareness with the ideas of the reality where the wars don't exist, where nobody gets bombed, where children get to grow up and have a life, where nobody gets displaced, nobody goes hungry, nobody goes unhoused, and this world is real. We're not making it up. Yes, we're imagining it, but what do thoughts breed? Things. Thoughts are things. Your imagination is things. Your imagination is the 4th dimension. I already fed them. GG food is in the refrigerator. This is not a fantasy. It's not an illusion. I'm not making this up. The more you focus on what you want, the more it becomes real. The more you can transition, the more everyone else can. Then you don't have to worry about people getting bombed and starving and dying, because that won't be the reality anymore. It'll be something better. It'll be life. It'll be harmony. It'll be coexistence. It'll be tolerance, patience, compassion, empathy, humanity. The more people that keep focusing on the old world and the old party, the more the old party will exist. Okay? To sum up everything that I just spent this time talking about, to make it more tangible and immediate so people can really feel it in their bones, I'm showing how awareness itself creates reality. Not in judgmental, if you don't care, you're a bad person. No, that's not what I'm preaching. But in a real energetic law kind of way. Attention is energy. Energy creates. Attention sustains. And what I'm also doing is giving people permission. Okay, I'm reminding people. I'm not giving you anything, but I am reminding you that you have permission to step off of the old party, step out, to leave, transition, okay? You have a choice. You have freedom of choice, and you have free will. You don't have to struggle to fix it. You ain't got to struggle and be boots on the ground, and you don't have to go. I mean, if you want to do these things, you're actively choosing to do these things. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to know, you don't have to. That is a choice you're making, and you always have the choice, okay? This is something that is intentionally designed to keep you playing. So the more you keep trying to fix it, the more you keep playing. The more you keep feeding into it. Stop feeding into a reality that doesn't serve you or me or anyone else. You don't have to fight the war with anger. You don't have to fight the famine with fear. And you don't have to fight the chaos with control. You can simply choose a different frequency altogether in a different field of awareness and step into what is already real but unseen. Just because it's unseen don't mean it ain't real. Because what once was unseen becomes seen. What once was null and void becomes valid. What once was fear becomes accepted. I also want to highlight that the power here in all of our choices is also in the compassion and the way that I'm acknowledging and we're acknowledging the empathy that makes someone care. Okay, so I don't want to invalidate anybody's care by saying you don't have to give your attention to it, or you don't have to do something, or I'm not invalidating anybody feeling like they needed to do something and they did it. I think that's wonderful. I think you're exercising your free will and your freedom of choice and your power. But what I'm proposing is a redirection to the highest expression, which is awareness of possibility rather than reinforcement of suffering. I'm just presenting to people that the caring doesn't mean drowning. Caring doesn't mean participation in the old party. It means remembering that there's a better one, and with you aligning with it, everyone can now go to a better party. Because the better party in the next room only becomes real once we put our awareness on it. That wave of possibility, of reality, collapses into a particle, into matter, into something tangible. Then we all have a place to go. Okay? You can't go move into the new house if the new house ain't built. Our awareness is going to build that new house so we can all go. And yes, the moment that someone moves their attention to the other room, the better party, they're contributing to the creation of 5D reality. They're literally making New Earth more real. Okay? That's the brilliance of what we're talking about here. It's not just a personal liberation. It is on a micro level. But on the macro, it's collective creation through aligned awareness. The exit door must appear. It's inevitable. This is just a remembrance of how to leave the old party without guilt, without resistance, and without fighting it. And simultaneously, I'm going to give you a vision of what's possible by telling you whatever's possible is whatever you can imagine. You can care without feeding the problem.
Okay, y'all, so in order for me not to make this a super, super long video, because I did end up doing 3 videos in one take, so this is the first part. Glad we talked about New Earth and 5D and everything, right? Okay, in the next part, I'm going to reference the Dolores Cannon book, The 3 Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth. And I'm going to talk about the chapter where they basically expose that the governments have been working with entities, other beings in exchange for information. We give them resources and minerals and things of that nature. So I'm going to talk about that in the next video, and then in the video after that, which is going to be part 3. It's part 3, but I'm not going to call it part 3. So in the next video after that, I'm going to talk about Neo and how Neo became the one. Or whatever. That's my favorite part of all of this, is talking about that, because I don't know, I like tying stuff back to movies or whatever. But yeah, so if you watched up to this point, thank you very much. I appreciate your viewership. And if you liked it and you want to hear about, the government entities, just watch the next video after this one. And then if you want to hear about how Neo became the one, of course, watch the next one after that, because I filmed these all in the same sitting. So yeah, but I'll talk to y'all and see you on the next video. Bye. Also, this is a great way to segue into the next video. That's why I stopped off at you can care without feeding the problem, which is what I explained with the council, the subconscious mind, the council that oversees Earth. Basically, that's the whole basis of them. So if you want to know how I explain how you can care without feeding the problem, that's in the next video. Okay, now I'm going to go again. Bye. Bye.